What is going on, guys, and welcome back to another 8-Ball Pool video. Now today's video is a special video because this is something you guys have been asking me to do for a really long time. So for today's video we're going to be discussing the spin in 8-Ball Pool. So we're going to be discussing the cue ball spin in 8-Ball Pool. The reason I haven't done it sooner is because I find it quite a hard thing to describe. I mean, it just comes natural to me. I've never really thought about it, but I play cue sports in real life. So I guess that could have something to do with the fact that I understand how spin would work, and the physics system in 8-Ball Pool is pretty realistic, it has to be said. So you have to bear in mind, guys, with this video, this is the way that I see it. So it might not necessarily be the same for other people. So I'm going to try and help you understand it yourself, if you get what I'm saying. So in this video, I'm going to be running through some shots in 8-Ball Pool, and these are going to be sort of typical shots that you would have in matches, and we're going to be talking about what would happen if you hit them plain ball and if you hit them with spin. So we're going to be looking at the effect spin has on different shots, guys. So before we even get started and start analysing shots and all that sort of stuff, the first thing I'm going to say is that the cue spin you add to the cue ball only affects what happens to the white. So if you hit a shot and you add lots of left hand spin, it's not going to change the angle of the shot. It's not going to throw the ball off or anything like that. Now in real life, that is what would happen. You would have to actually adapt the angle to fit with the spin. But in 8-Ball Pool, regardless of where you hit the white ball, the ball still goes in at the same angle. Basically, you can use spin to get the white to places that you wouldn't be able to do if you were hitting it plain ball. If you watch my no spin challenge video that I did recently, you'll see that it is quite difficult to move the white around the table without using spin. So you do need to learn how to use spin to be able to maneuver the white comfortably and to get onto the next shot with ease. So before we get started on side spin, we're just going to talk a little bit about top spin and back spin. Now, it is worth talking about because I think there's things you can do that will help you without you actually needing to use side spin. So one of the things I used to do in 8-Ball Pool is I would go on the practice table and I would see what is the lightest I can hit a shot and it still go in. Now this might sound strange to you, but it helps you understand the power of a cue. So if I was you, for this tutorial and for the foreseeable future, I would pick a cue that you have and I would stick with that cue for a while because you want to learn the stats of that cue and learn how to play with those stats. So on the practice table, you want to line up a shot at the full length of the table and you want to see how lightly you can hit that shot and the ball still go in. So usually for most medium cues, it's about 1 of the 4 power bars. After you've done that and you've learned what the lightest you can hit of a shot plain ball to go in, you want to put maximum screw back on and then do that same shot again, and you'll see that the white actually doesn't reach. So this is a good example of showing that when you add screw back, you need to hit the ball a little bit harder to get the same effect. And when you're adding top spin, it'll actually reach probably with less power, so top spin increases the pace of the white ball. First of all, with using backspin is practice trying to stun the white on the spot. Set up a shot on the practice table of the full length of the table and try and see if you can stun the white. Make sure the ball you're going to go for is in a straight line and try and see if you can practice stunning the white on the spot with a little bit of screw back. Now you want to do about, not full screw back, about half screw back, I would say, half backspin you want to put on that. So now we're going to get into some side spin, guys, and the thing I want to stress about this most of all is you guys need to practice side spin. So you can find out what each side spin does yourself. So if you want to know what left hand spin does, hit shots of left hand spin and you'll see what happens to the white. And if I was you, I'd pick a zone of the table and try and aim to get the white onto that zone. And then you can just keep on trying the same shot over and over again until you found the perfect type of spin. Then you start to bank those memories, and in the future you can draw on that experience so you know what sort of spin to put on a shot in an actual match online, guys. So remember, guys, if this video is helping you, just hit that like button. It takes 1 second of your time, but it helps me out infinitely, guys, and I'll keep on making more tutorial videos if that is what you want to see. So hit that like button as a way of telling me that you're enjoying this content, guys. So now we're going to take a look at some actual shots in 8-Ball Pool and we're going to discuss what we should be doing with the spin. So I'll show you a good demonstration of how using spin on the cue ball can get you out of snookers and even play the odd trick shot. Now as you can see, I'm hitting the cushion straight with the white. If I didn't add spin, then the white would just go up and down the table. Now if you add full right or left spin, look at what the white does. It drastically changes its route. The same can be said when you strike the object ball with the cue ball. So just practice hitting the white up and down the table and using left or right spin, you will see how it takes effect. Now imagine the cushion is an object ball. You can see the white is going to drastically change its path. So now we're going to look at a shot along the rail. So imagine you want the white to go forward after striking the object ball. Top spin will obviously make the ball go forwards up the table. but if you want the white to end up in a specific corner of the table, for example the top left hand side of the table, you will need to put top spin and left spin combined. The top spin will bring it up the table and the left hand spin will force it at more of an angle than where it was currently going. Now you can imagine that the opposite kind of spin has the opposite effect. So with this knowledge you can precisely place the cue ball from a rail shot into any segment of the table of your choosing, and this is what I was saying. You want to say get a rail shot and go, I want the white to go at this segment of the table. You keep practicing and you find the right spin to fit the shot. So now let's imagine you have a straight shot and you want to stun the white over the table. Now obviously if you don't use spin, the white is never going to deviate from the line of the straight shot. Using extreme left or right spin and hitting it hard, but you don't want to add topspin or backspin, you just want to hit it in the middle of the ball but to the left or right hand side, can stun the white over. So even though the shot is straight and there is no angle, you can force an angle out of the shot and get yourself into prime position. So now we're going to look at the effect spin can have and playing a screw back off the cushion. Say we're screwing a straight ball into the pocket and we're going to screw the white back off and it's going to come off the cushion. Look what happens if you hit it plain ball. The white just comes off the cushion and lands square. Now say you want to bring the white further up the table. You want to use some left hand screw back because as soon as it hits that cushion, it's going to skew off to the left more and it's going to bring the white further back up the table. Now you have to bear in mind there's always a prospect of pocketing the white ball. When you have excess spin and you're screwing off a cushion, you can always square the white into the pocket, so you need to bear that in mind. You can also leave yourself snookered in lots of different shots if you use too much screw back. It all depends on the power of your cue. If you have a really powerful cue, you want to be quite gentle with the amount of spin you apply. If you have a weak cue, you might want to add a lot of spin just to force it to do what you want. Now we're going to look at how you can force an angle to bring the white further up the table when there is little angle to work with. So here you can see we're potting a ball into the top right and we need the white to come up the table for the next shot. We want to use top spin here, but not too much. Place the marker slightly on right spin and slightly on top spin. The right hand spin will throw the white towards the cushion at a greater angle, therefore bouncing off at a steeper rate. If you had done the same with screw back, you would have likely potted the white, so you can see how picking the right mixtures of spin is key. Now we can take a look at creating positional shots that just aren't available if you don't use spin. Say we want to get up the table from a shot in the corner pocket, but screw back is not an option, and top spin is blocked by a ball near the cushion. Now we could stun the ball, but that doesn't leave us optimal near the next ball we want to pop. So for this instance, we could force an angle and the white ball that pushes it wider and round the back of the ball near the cushion. So top spin, an aggressive left hand spin, will make the white think it is hitting more of an angle than it really is. If you have a powerful cue, this will allow it to make perfect position. And finally, we're going to look at delicate shots. You don't always need to use spin to blast the white around the table. Sometimes you can use spin to hold for the next ball. Say we're going to take this ball over the pocket, but we want to hold the white within a certain line to be easy on the next shot without much effort. Using left or right spin, you can check the ball off the cushion and stop it from going on its original path. Playing the white around the table always runs the risk of potting the white, so if you're in an important match, just be cautious with this, guys. So in summary, right spin will generally push the white towards the right after it's reacted with the object ball. Obviously this angle changes once the white comes into contact with other balls and cushions. The same can be said with left. I would practice trying to get the white ball into a zone of the table and keep doing it until you master what spin will take it there and why it is happening. This just takes time for the brain to get used to spin and starts to bank the memories. If you're really keen to understand it, you can always get on a real pool or snooker table and try the shots in the video, guys. There's nothing like actual real life experience to help you understand spin in cue sports. Now remember, guys, that I'm always here in the comments ready to answer your questions, and I'll try to respond to every single person who leaves a comment. So if you have any questions about any of the subjects of this video, please don't hesitate to come and chat to me and I will try and help you the best I can. Now I'm sure there's lots of guys in the comments who understand everything that I've talked about and they understand cue spin, so if you guys can try and help people that don't understand, then that will be great. Also, if there's anything I missed in the video, feel free to let me know in the comments and let me know your opinion of cue spin and 8-ball pool. I really want to know your thoughts and opinions, and I look forward to chatting to you guys in the comments. So if this video did help you guys, just hit the thumbs up. It only takes a second of your time and it really helps me out and it helps the channel infinitely, guys. So I appreciate all the support I can get from you guys on this spin tutorial. I know you guys have been wanting this for a long time. Well, thanks for watching, guys. I hope this video helped you, and I'll see you soon for more 8-ball pool videos.
It feels right, it feels right, yeah, I can only say that it feels right, it feels right, it feels right, yeah, I can only say that it feels right.